up here to Sydney.
Hit hard to the right side, great play from Wingrove. He has no other option from Van Steensel on its way. Cold strike 3, and that is the ball game. Number 3. That is 3 strikeouts in the innings for Thomas Dorman. Towards the flagpole. It's got a chance. It's going. It is gone. Pell coming around the corner to score. Will be Burns. He slides in. He is capitalised. Burns puts a jolt into this one. Oh, forget about it. It is gone. Going back to the wall. It's gone. Oh, we said that was the way to hit it.
Light drive down the third base side. Ground ball, turn the double. They do. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Blue Sox Baseball, proudly brought to you by Sports Broadcasting Australia. We're broadcasting live on bluesox.tv on your YouTube app, right from Blacktown International Sports Park on this Saturday afternoon, the 7th of December 2019. It's going to be a great afternoon. Good afternoon, I'm Paul Harrow-Harradine, and along with Big Cam Hickson, we're here and we are the Blue Crew for your afternoon of baseball. We're all ready to go for what promises to be a terrific double-header day between the visiting Premiers champions, that is the Brisbane Bandits, and the Sydney Blue Sox. And right now we'll cross over to Big Cam for a review and a recap on where we're at the moment.
Yeah, thanks, Harrow. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to all the viewers, wherever you may be joining us from here at Blacktown International Sports Park. Another hazy, smoky afternoon here in the west of Sydney, but thankfully that cooler change last night and that wind change did help the emergency services get a few of those blazes under control. Unfortunately, we will be dealing with the smoke haze for a little bit longer, but good news is it is a little bit cooler here in the west of Sydney. Currently about 28 degrees Celsius. The wind is blowing from the east, and that aligns to this ballpark is pretty much straight in from the batter's eye in centre field. So it's going to be a very, very difficult afternoon and evening to try and put any balls out of this ballpark at all. So it will be a job for the hitters. Other than that, reasonably pleasant. Again, with the haze, very hard to tell overhead. It would appear to be a somewhat clear day, but with all this haze and smoke hanging around, it will make it a little bit difficult visually for the players.
Absolutely, Cam, and that's a very good summary of the weather. It did clear last night and the temperature did drop by a lot of degrees. And we certainly know that because we started to look for jackets up here in the broadcast booth and we're covered. So we did pretty good. Now, if you'd like to be a part of the broadcast, we'd love to have you on board. You can contact us in a number of ways. But the best 2 ways you can contact us, we'll give you a shout out if you make contact with us on either of these 2 accesses. If you send an SMS on your mobile phone, the message can be sent to 0412 203 068. Now, don't be shy. Tell us who you're supporting. Tell us which club you're going after. Tell us which player.
More importantly, throw your name on the end of it so that we know who it is and we can actually give you that shout out.
Yeah, we'll shout out to Charlie or whoever you tell us you are.
Grandad Ian last night.
We did have Grandad Ian. He was a bit fired up too, the old Grandpa Ian. Also, you can contact us on Twitter. The Twitter handle is at Blue Sox TV. Quite simple, at Blue Sox TV on the Twitter handle, and we'll give you a shout out there as well. Whichever is easiest for you, we love to engage you. As our audience and as our viewers, we like to keep in touch with you. Give your feedback, ask us questions.
Now, last night, Harrow, if you tuned in, you would have been absolutely witness to one of the best pitching duels we had seen in the ABL. LA Maestri and Rick Teasley going head-to-head. The Bandits looked like they had the better of it in the early stages. They stranded a number of runners. They just couldn't get that all-important hit, and it was the Blue Sox that took out that game 1-0.
They absolutely did. Now, a bit earlier this afternoon, Big Cam had a chance to catch up with the Bandits manager, David Nilsson. So let's have a quick look at the interview with David Nilsson from Big Cam.
And welcome to Blue Sox TV. We've been joined by a man who needs no introduction, but we'll give him one anyway. He's a Major League All-Starer. He's an Olympic silver medalist. He's in not only the Baseball Hall of Fame, but the Australian Sports Hall of Fame. He is an icon of our game. Welcome, please, to Blue Sox TV, Mr. Dave Nilsson.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Dave, interesting start to the season for your boys. You went down to Adelaide and came away with nothing, but went up home to Holloway Field, the fortress for the Bandits for so long, and swept Korea up there. They're a much improved team this season, so that must have been nice to get back on that 500 even keel sort of situation coming here to Sydney.
Yeah, absolutely. As you said, we were a little bit disorganised in Adelaide. We didn't play very well, and Adelaide just played a lot better than us. So we tipped our hat to them, and we moved on, and we worked hard during the week. Played really well against Geelong Korea, and they're a great team. And you know, I think we had a lot of things go our way in front of the home crowd. We had a lot of energy, and we got away with the 4 games. So, you know, to be even coming into the Sydney series, which is a really important series, obviously, you know, we're very competitive against each other, both at the top of the table. So, in a good position right now.
Last night in game 1 of the series, Rick Teasley threw a blinder for you guys. Just couldn't quite get the job done. It was basically on the back of just not getting a hit when you crucially needed one. You got base runners, you threatened, you just couldn't put the Blue Sox away last night.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the credit needs to go to Blue Sox pitching. They were outstanding last night. I think all the pitchers threw great. As you said, we didn't get the big hit, and Teasley threw great. He deserved to be out there in that 7th inning. He'd earned that. So, again, you got to tip your hat to Ngope and Krause. They swung the bat really well, and you know, there's no real shame in losing a 1-0 game. A lot of disappointment around it, and a lot of you know, looking back at what we could have done differently. But at the end of the day, a great game, and the Blue Sox won.
Mike Marjama, a lot of talk around him coming into the season. People can Google his background and have a look for themselves if they want. What does he bring to the Brisbane Bandits in terms of a former major leaguer with the Mariners coming to the Brisbane Bandits this year?
Yeah, well, he fits in, first of all. He has a lot of experience, as you said. He's played at the highest level, so he's relaxed with that, and he's been there. So fits in really well. We have a lot of guys that played on the national team, so there's a lot of good, mature baseball conversation there. And I think he trusts us to know that he just needs to do his work and fit in, and he's going to have a lot of success. He's on his way back to the majors if he can get there. I know he's 30 now, but he has plenty of talent, and you know, as I said, he's working his way back there. So we keep our fingers crossed for Mike. And lastly, David, it'd be remiss of us not to wish you all the best and a happy birthday for next Saturday night. We know you'll be back up home in Holloway Field, taking on the Tuatara in a double header up there on Saturday night, and I'm sure there will be celebrations planned for that night up there at home. But again, congratulations and happy birthday. Thanks for joining us, and anything that the Brisbane fans can look forward to tonight in the double header. Yeah, hopefully we'll bounce back. I think you're going to see a lot more good pitching from both teams, and I think we just played well last night and we just didn't win. So we're going to have a lot of energy, and hopefully we'll get that big hit tonight. There we go, the thoughts and words from Dave Nilsson, legend of Australian baseball. We've got the doubleheader coming up very, very shortly here on Blue Sox TV, so strap yourself in. It's going to be a massive afternoon and evening of baseball here on Blue Sox TV.
Are you struggling with the rising cost of power? You are not alone. Over 2 million Australian homes have now installed solar. The average size solar system can save you around $500 a quarter, add value to your home and reduce your carbon footprint. SolarAy is Australia's largest independent solar and storage installer, located right here in Blacktown. Talk to the team at SolarAy to find out if solar is right for you. Visit solaray.com.au/Blue Sox today. SolarAy Energy, proud sponsors of your Sydney Blue Sox.
And welcome back to the action here at Blue Sox Stadium. The national anthem has just been played, and the Bartercard Buddies running off the field right now. They've been out there with their Blue Sox players during the anthem. And this game is about to get underway. So I will bring you the Sydney Blue Sox defensive lineup this afternoon. In right field, Michael Campbell, exactly the same as yesterday. In centre field, Michael Krause. In left field this afternoon, it's Alex Howe. The third baseman, Jacob Eunice. The shortstop is now Andy Burns. In second base, it's Max Brennan. The first baseman, Big Boss, Moen Aroa. And the starting battery for the Sydney Blue Sox, on the mound, Josh Geyer, and behind the plate, Jack Murphy. And the Brisbane Bandits, they will head to the plate in the following order. Andrew Campbell will lead off. Logan Wade will bat in the 2 slot. Tim Colwell will bat 3. Mitch Nielsen, the DH, he will bat 4. Mike Marjama bats 5. Donald Lutz will bat 6. Jeremy Martinez in the 7 hole. Wade Dutton, the 8 hole. David Sutherland in the 9 slot. And your umpires for tonight's game behind the plate calling the balls and strikes will be Trent Thomas. At first base, Ben Nash. Second base, Riley Barrington. And at third base, Jordan Taylor.
That's the way the umpires line up. That's the way the teams line up. Jack Murphy taking his final warm-up pitch now, throwing it over to second base, and we are almost ready for action, Harrow.
And also, Cam, a big shout out to our technical support guys, our technical crew behind us, running everything technical here for our broadcast this season. Owen and Oscar Talauta, they're doing a sensational job, and the background stuff they got to deal with is just sensational. Time to get underway, time for the action to start. Owen and Oscar, thanks very much, guys.
An awesome effort from the boys to get us here on time, to get everything fit in those 15 minutes we get before the game kicks off. Underway, Guy, first pitch to Campbell, fouled off. We're underway, game 2 of the 4-game series. Game 1 of our doubleheader. Remember, it's a 7-inning sprint here in game 1, so we need to get off. Everybody needs to get off to a flying start. Let's see what the Blue Sox and Bandits bring to the table. 2 pitches, 2 swings and 2 fouls for Andrew Campbell.
Need pressure on early here. They need to get runs on the board and get whichever team gets those runs, get the others chasing them. The Blue Sox will be looking to get a lead. Bandits, of course, batting in the top of the inning. They get the first opportunity.
Campbell, 3 pitches, 3 swings, and this one driven to centre field. So no mucking around from Andrew Campbell. He saw 3 pitches from Josh Geyer. He took 3 hacks, and on the third occasion, as they say often, third time is the charm. He drills it out to Michael Krause in centre field, and the Bandits have a base runner straight up here in the game.
Yeah, and Andy Campbell didn't get on at all last night. He was up 4 times and out 4 times. So good start for the Bandits and Andrew Soupy Campbell. Logan Wade steps in now. Shortstop for the Bandits.
He takes the first pitch, just misses outside. Had a good series last series did Andrew Campbell. 6 runs, a double, a home run. Continuing to try and get that sort of form going for the Bandits. This one chopped straight at shortstop, Andy Burns. He'll go himself to second, lines up, fires the throw to first, and he'll turn the double play himself. Andy Burns onto the bag at second himself, fires it across to Boss Moanaroa, and he will pick up the put out 6-3 double play. And as quickly as the Bandits have a base runner, they lose that base runner.
Yeah, they certainly do, and that was a great play by Andy Burns. He took his time, made sure he got the first half of the double play. That meant he had to make an excellent throw, frozen rope, if you like, to Boss Moanaroa at first, and he got him by half a step.
Well, he had to trust the power of his arm, didn't he? As soon as he sort of waved off Max Brennan and said, I can do this myself, you knew the throw to first was going to make it a close play. But he backed his ability. He's a major leaguer, as we say. He's with the Blue Jays organisation, has re-signed. He will get an opportunity next season, I am sure, to be playing in the major leagues for the Blue Jays, and made it worth his while there. Playing in a slightly straight away shortstop position as to where we're used to seeing Gift Nagope line up, but it works for Andy Burns and it worked for the Blue Sox on that occasion. Tim Colwell, the new batter. He fouls off 1 pitch and took a called strike on the first pitch he saw, and now gets the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And that smoke haze that we talked about earlier is starting to lift slightly away from surface. It is getting up higher in the sky, thank goodness to the wind.
This one hit hard to Boss Moanaroa, and he'll stay down on it, come up with it, and he'll run it to the bag. So after a little bit of a hiccup with Andrew Campbell finding the bases, the Blue Sox will retire the Bandits in order. So they will go down 1-2-3, but not before it took a double play from Andy Burns to get that happening. So a good start for the Blue Sox, even though they gave up that base runner, Harrow. That will be a positive start for Josh Geyer. We've seen him with some good outings, but he has fallen away a little bit in the later innings. Down in Geelong, Korea, I'm just trying to think, he pitched, I think it was 4 almost shutout innings, almost bang, bang, lights out. Then he got a bit of a blister on his pitching finger and strained one of the muscles in his elbow a little bit and gave up a few runs and had to be taken out of that game. Then again here against the Adelaide Giants last week, we saw a good pitching performance, but again, once he got into about that 4th or 5th inning, we saw him deteriorate quickly and get taken out of that game. So it'll be interesting to see how the Blue Sox and Shane Barclay use him again today. I would imagine it will be that 3 or 4 innings, try and get as many strikeouts and outs as they can in that time, and then get to that bullpen, which has been so potent for the Blue Sox.
Agree, yeah. We're absolutely thinking that Barclay will go, right, 4 digs and 3 with a closer, a middle reliever or something to get some work and maybe finish it off with just 2 of them. He might put somebody in for the 7th. We don't know. It's all going to depend on how the game pans out, of course. And
how Josh goes on the mound.
Exactly. If he gets into a rhythm, and he might stay there a little longer, save them for later on tonight. There's a full game after that, and then they back up again tomorrow.
The Brisbane Bandits will head out to the field in the following defensive lineup. In left field, Tim Colwell. In centre field, Andrew Campbell. In right field, Donald Lutz. At third base, Mike Majama. At shortstop, Logan Wade. At second base, Wade Dutton. First base, David Sutherland. And the battery this afternoon for the 7-inning game, Jeremy Martinez behind the plate, Corey Taylor on the mound for the Bandits.
Absolutely, they're ready to go, and the Sydney Blue Sox are ready to go. The top of their lineup is Trent D'Antonio, designated hitter again, plays a great role there. He'll be followed by Jacob Eunice, Andy Burns, Boss Mo and Aroa in the 4th slot, then Michael Krause, Michael Campbell, Jack Murphy, Alex Howe and Max Brennan in the 9 position.
Had a slow start to the season, has Trent D'Antonio, and certainly is looking to turn that around. Again, lucky enough to have a bit of a chat with Trent downstairs before the day started. And he's he's seeing them well. He thinks he's right on top of them. He's just not hitting them like he'd like to at the moment. But I'm sure that will all change for Trent. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah, it's all about rhythm and timing with the guys and their team, building their teamwork as well. But they've got a situation where the lineup goes out and it's fairly regular at the moment. They're all gaining confidence.
They say that again, he hits the ball hard, but again, it just tails foul. It was well and truly over the fence. It's out onto the entrance road here at Blacktown International Sports Park, but it went straight over the top of the Blue Sox bullpen. It took one hop just on the other side of the fence and went off towards the softball diamonds that are at the entrance to Blacktown, but just foul.
A bit too good.
So as he said, he's hitting it well. He's just not getting it where he needs it at the moment.
So 1 ball and 2 strikes now on D'Antonio off the pitching of Corey Taylor.
1-2 pitch is hit hard, but it's hit hard straight at Wade Dutton. Half hops it very nicely with soft hands, does Dutton, and makes the throw to Sutherland for the first out of the game for the Brisbane Bandits. So again, it was pretty well hit, but it was hit straight at Wade Dutton.
Yeah, just aimed it at somebody. Didn't get through the gap that time, but that will bring up Jacob Eunice. And we've already said how well Eunice played and performed last weekend, and this weekend probably won't be any different. He's very solid. He's in the 2 slot. He knows the job that he has to do, and we'll just see how everybody goes really against the pitching of Taylor.
Have you cursed him? He was 8 for 11 in the whole series last weekend. Only did play 3 of those 4 games and went 8 for 11. Was 0 for 4 last night. So, but that was to some exceptional pitching. Rick Teasley and LA Maestri last night threw an absolute blinder for both teams, and somebody had to end up walking away with a loss. And unfortunately for the Bandits, it was Teasley and the Bandits, because
David Nilsson summed it up in the interview you did earlier when he said Teasley had a great game, and he did.
Yep,
no question.
Said both pitches were superb last night. The Bandits, I thought, had the better of the game. And as I said to Dave, just couldn't get that crucial hit when they needed it. The Blue Sox got 2 back-to-back doubles, and that was enough. So Eunice swinging away through a couple here, finds himself behind 1 ball, 2 strikes. Taylor working around with a myriad of moves. This one hit hard and straight at Logan Wade. Now he needed a half hop it with soft hands. So back-to-back hard hops for both Wade Dutton and Logan Wade. They do very, very nicely to stay down on the ball with soft glove hands. They stay down, they come up with it, they make back-to-back ground outs for the Bandits, and that will be a much relieving sight for Corey Taylor on the mound to see 2 hard hit balls, but straight at his pivots who make the play.
And the pivots are a good pair of pivots as well. Yeah, fortunately for them, straight to them. But they've got good lateral movement. They can cover anything anyway.
Well, they're championship pivots, aren't they? They've been there for the 4 championships for the Bandits. You wouldn't replace them, unless you absolutely positively had to.
Oh, yeah. And Logan Wade is a fine example up there in the Brisbane competitions, and it's a great example for
this one. Hit hard to Wade again, line driven though, so he stays with it and he plucks it. And as quickly as you like, the Bandits reply with a 3-up, 3-down inning of their own. So we are through one completed innings here at Blue Sox Stadium. We've only seen 6 batters go to the plate, 3 for each team. And after one completed innings here at Blacktown, the Blue Sox and the Bandits locked at 0-all.
Are you struggling with the rising cost of power? You are not alone. Over 2 million Australian homes have now installed solar. The average size solar system can save you around $500 a quarter, add value to your home and reduce your carbon footprint. SolarAy is Australia's largest independent solar and storage installer, located right here in Blacktown. Talk to the team at SolarAy to find out if solar is right for you. Visit solaray.com.au/Blue Sox today. SolarAy Energy, proud sponsors of your Sydney Blue Sox.
And welcome back to the action here at Blue Sox Stadium, where the Blue Crew are broadcasting from the skybox at the top of the grandstand as per usual. You're listening to Harrow and Big Cam, and we're having an enjoyable afternoon here at the baseball. If you can possibly get out of here for the night game starting at 6:30, then do so.
Oh, you will see another absolute pearler on the mound. I believe it's going to be Thomas Dormany going against Tim Atherton. How tasty is that for a nightcap?
That certainly is tasty. Good afternoon to Katie. Sent us a message, and she was tuned in last night as well, watching the game. She's relaxing after her.
Does she get a brown belt with black tips, Katie? You'll have to get back to us and let us know whether you passed.
It was a grueling karate grading this morning. We'll know what I got on Tuesday night.
Got to wait till Tuesday night.
Yeah, we'll find out next weekend or the weekend after in the Perth series, Cam, I'm sure.
A hello to Frank and to Rob Trelaw, who sent us messages at Blue Sox TV on Twitter. So send us a tweet. We'll be happy to say hello to you. As we head to the top of the second inning, designated hitter Mitch Nilsson steps in for the Brisbane Bandits. Mitch 0 for 4 last night. Shows bunt, withdraws the bat, called strike. I really should tally my stats up at the end of every night, shouldn't I, Harrow? Rather than leave it until sort of the end of the series and do it all in one hit.
You're doing a good job, Cam. It's fine.
Nilsson pulls back and checks his swing on that low inside breaking pitch from Josh Geyer.
Both the designated hitters having a tough night out last night.
Well, as I said, the quality of the pitching was something to behold last night as Geyer comes to the plate again with a breaking pitch, misses up. 1 ball and 2 strikes. This easterly breeze will help the smoke clear a little bit, but it will still be tough as Nilsson fires away, fouls one back to the net.
You would think it would push it out west up the mountains again and over the back.
Well, you hope that because we've had the northwesterlies sort of blowing it in a little bit, that these easterlies will blow it back on top of itself and hopefully burn it out. And I know last night they got a lot under control. This one chopped straight towards second baseman Max Brennan, gets a friendly kick and makes the play. Routine ground ball to second baseman Max Brennan. That is 4 in a row for Geyer and the Blue Sox at the moment. And yeah, it helped, especially the fires to the southwest of Sydney. They're pretty much all contained now, thankfully. It's just a couple up on the northern central coast side of things that are still a bit of a concern.
And what we really need is a good drop of rain after the baseball's over.
Wouldn't it be
weekend.
Beautiful? I'd even give up a game. If there was enough rain to wash away all those bushfires, I'd happily give up a game, Harrow.
Be wonderful.
Unfortunately, and not just in New South Wales, but right around the country, has been a dry old winter and looks like being a dry old summer too.
Queensland have had their struggles as well. Southeast Queensland, no doubt about that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not just New South Wales. New South Wales is bad, but a lot of the country suffering at the moment. Our thoughts, and as I said, go out to all of the farmers, all the people doing it tough on the land. This one drilled back up the middle. It hasn't got the power on it. Brendan will get across. He'll throw off balance. It's in time. Moanaroa scoops it for the out. Oh, what a play, Maxie Brennan. Oh, there's big league range there. He was miles behind second base. Gets a tap on the backside from Andy Burns for his trouble.
Well deserved.
That was a big league play. He was running towards second base, behind second base, had to just turn and throw off balance, had no other time, and Moanaroa with the big sweep scoop at first base gets it in that big 13-inch first baseman's mitt, and the Blue Sox retire their 5th in order.
That's exactly what I was going to say, is that was a great stretch from Moanaroa as well. Great teamwork for the pair of them. That needed both of them in that, and absolutely outstanding play by the Blue Sox defence.
Donald Lutz, the new batter for the Bandits, called strike on him to start things off. Takes the next pitch downstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike. You see the beautiful clear pictures on our centre field camera now with the smoke and the haze just starting to lift away.
And for mine, Lutz is the danger man from the Brisbane Bandits.
They are playing him to pull hit again. The shift is on. The Blue Sox mostly all over that right side of the diamond. You can see there, everybody well around to the right, expecting Donald Lutz to pull hit. Max Brennan playing in shallow right field. This one is an inside curveball. He did not swing the bat at that. I'm sorry, I do not believe he swung the bat at that. Third base umpire said he did, and that will be all she wrote for Donald Lutz. He will be called out on strikes, even though I don't believe he swung the bat at that last one. It is what it is. It's a strikeout for Josh Geyer, his first of the afternoon. The Blue Sox retire 6 in order, and we will head to the bottom of the second inning with no score on the board at the moment. So just having a look around Twitter, Harrow, a few more people have joined in. Lauren McGregor, she's joined in to watching over in the States. Whereabouts in the States, Lauren? So send us back, tell us where you are, what time it is, and as you guys head into winter over there, I'm sure it'll be nice and brisk and cool wherever it is you are over there, Lauren.
A little bit chill. So, Katie's back on again, Cam.
Oh, okay, okie dokie.
Just wait till I get out to a Blue Sox Stadium game. I've got something better than cowbells and tambourines.
No Vuvus Whalers. Vuvus Whalers have been banned. We will not have Vuvus Whalers. So
we await your appearance.
Unless you're a trumpet player, we're more than happy to have a trumpet player out here. But no Vuvus Whalers. Those things are banned. They're a curse on all sports fans around the world, those things.
They certainly are. They should never have been invented. But they are historical, aren't they? They come from way back in ancient times.
They do indeed. And that's where they should have stayed. They should have died out with the dinosaurs.
That's no talk of dinosaurs in this room.
Well, that's why the T-Rex developed such small arms, so he couldn't play the Vuvus Whaler.
Good. Blue Sox will lead off through Boss Moanaroa. Fourth in the lineup. Should be able to get something started for the Sox and see what the Bandits have got to offer.
Yeah, the due-ups, Moanaroa, Krause and Campbell for the Blue Sox. 4, 5 and 6 hitters in line. It was a handy start for Corey Taylor and the Bandits as well. They retired 3 in order in a perfect inning for the Bandits. See how they go here in the bottom of the second. As they settle in now. Moanaroa strides to the plate and the Bandits realise that they have to shift. So they all move across to the right side of the diamond.
There they are. There's only half a field on the team from where I can see it. And of course, a few more food outlets down the back in the courtyard this weekend, Cam. Two more doors open there to feed the crowds.
Always happy to have a couple of extra food vans, Harrow. You know me. Never short on the fang. Moanaroa goes over to the first pitch he sees. It's a high towering fly ball straight up in the air. Wade Dutton camps underneath it, puts the billy on, waits for it to boil, then catches the ball for the first out here in the bottom of the second inning. Moanaroa not wasting any time at all. Went hard after the first pitch he seed and just popped it straight up in the air to Wade Dutton.
I didn't understand going after the first pitch this early in the game. It's so economical for the pitcher. Taylor just gets a massive bonus out of that. Now Krause steps in.
The thing is, if you think that the pitcher is throwing first pitch strikes to try and get ahead of you, then yeah, you need to be aggressive in there and go after a few first pitches. But you also need to try and draw it out, especially in a 7-inning game. Try and get that pitch count up a little bit and try and maybe get to the bullpen at some stage.
Then Krause shapes to bunt.
Oh, he was taking all the way. Was never ever interested in bunting. Was just trying to throw Taylor off, which he did. Got the ball call. Breaking pitch from Taylor misses downstairs. Nice breaking pitch. The first one really we've seen.
So behind the plate, Trent Thomas this afternoon, as Cam mentioned earlier in our opening address. Missed in the same place that time. Threw the same pitch in the same place. It's not going to be called.
So 3-0 the count. Michael Krause, he's taking all the way, called strike.
Absolutely, he's taking.
He wasn't too worried. He wasn't too worried about that, Michael Krause. Again, he's just trying to buy a ball there off home plate umpire Trent Thomas, who was far too experienced to worry about what the batters do. So now a 3-1 pitch to Krause. That is right on the low inside section of the strike zone. We mentioned that inside corner here at Blacktown. You'll hear us harp on about it in every single game we play. For some reason, this inside corner at Blacktown gets called more than inside corners around the rest of the country.
If you think about the previous pitches that were missing on the outside edge, they were just missing. So the other half of the zone is going to be over there where he
Full
just called
count
it.
pitch, and Krause has to go after it. Just a little flare that Dutton will handle comfortably. So back-to-back fly-outs to Wade Dutton for the Blue Sox. And 2 gone, 5 retired in order for the Bandits as Michael Campbell will stride to the plate. And it's good that Lauren McGregor's got back. She's in Ohio, and her friend John is in Washington, D.C.
Wowee. Woohoo.
Ohio, lovely part of the world. I love being up there. I went a few years ago up to Cedar Point, up in Ohio. Took in a Reds. I'm a Reds supporter, so I took in a Reds game. Up in Cincinnati.
What time of the day would it be there now in Ohio? Late night, I'm thinking.
Yeah, probably
Friday
about 10.
night,
Yeah, probably
late
about 10
Friday
p.m.
night.
Friday night, give or take. I will check it on my world clock later.
The
As
half of
Campbell
the
waits and
Michaels.
swings away, falls behind 0-2.
Half of the outfield Michaels. Campbell's had a very good career before coming into the ABL for the Blue Sox in the local state league in New South Wales.
Was a late bloomer. They're going to call a strike on him, and that's going to be strike 3. He's not even going to protest. He's going to walk back to the dugout, and that is going to be all she wrote for the Blue Sox here in the second. So both teams are perfect through 2 innings. 6 up, 6 down. We're in for another arm wrestle and another real pitcher's duel here. Corey Taylor and Josh Geyer going at it. And after 2 completed innings here at Blue Sox Stadium, the Blue Sox, the Bandits, locked at zeros.
In 1928, Petrus Cornelis Nicholas Middendorp founded his business, Middendorp Electric Goods Supply Company, selling imported light globes, vacuum cleaners and other electrical products. Business began booming, so Petrus and his sons opened the first Middendorp branch in a converted church on La Trobe Street in Melbourne in 1956. This was the first of many branches that would eventually spread across the country, trading as Middies in its signature pink colour.
And welcome back to the action at Blue Sox Stadium. You're listening to the Blue Crew on behalf of Sports Broadcasting Australia. And of course you know that you're watching on the YouTube channel bluesox.tv. Pass the word around to your friends and family. All baseball fans out there should know about this. In fact, all sports fans should know about it as well.
I can tell you it's approaching midnight in Ohio, Harrow. It's 8 minutes to 8 minutes to Saturday in Ohio.
Excellent.
As we enjoy a Saturday afternoon here in the west of Sydney.
And it's getting better and better as the day goes on. Josh Geyer, of course, returns to the mound for his 3rd inning here for the Blue Sox. And the Bandits will come to the top of the 3rd inning through their catcher, Jeremy Martinez.
So how good has this start been from both of these teams at the moment? We saw an absolute gem of a pitcher's duel last night. This one developing very quickly into something similar.
They're vying for it. You can see them thinking championship honours already. They want to be top of this table in the Northeastern Division.
Well, the Blue Sox, courtesy of that win last night, did take the top of the division. But as Dave Nilsson said, they are looking to bounce back today in a big way.
Martinez leaves the first pitch way outside, bounced through the left-handed batter's box. And unusually, he's a right-hander. They're stacked with lefties, the Bandits.
That might come back to hurt them in Game 2. I think you'll see a few changes in Game 2. The likes of Ryan Battaglia come into the lineup, right-handed hitter, when the left-handed Dormany takes the mound for the Blue Sox.
They've certainly got a stack of players behind them. It's a very deep roster that they have. The 2-0 pitch now from Geyer, missing down low that time. So 3 balls on Martinez now. Just steps back in. Geyer waits patiently on the 3-0 pitch and walks. So Martinez to first base for the Bandits, and the first walk issued by Josh Geyer here in the top of the 3rd innings. The lead-off Jeremy Martinez goes to first. First walk of the game.
Only the second base runner. The last time the Bandits had a base runner. That resulted in a ground into double play by Logan Wade.
Certainly did. Andrew Campbell got on base with a single to centre field.
Now the other Wade, Wade Dutton.
Here he is. Just what commentators need. A pair of Wades.
One with a surname Wade, one with a Christian name Wade, as if we don't get confused enough at times.
We can do that all on our own.
Very easy to do too.
Dutton fouls that one off towards the Blue Sox bullpen.
Rob Trelaw asking us who our major league teams are. I'm a Cincinnati Reds man, so it's been a painful 30 years for me.
Oh, you know what, I'm quite open. I don't follow any specific team in particular. I've got a range of jerseys in my wardrobe at home hanging on hooks. A Cardinals shirt, a Dodgers shirt. We followed the Rays for a while, especially when Grant Balfour was there. Right field, will it go foul? Yes, it goes to the bullpen. Wow.
On that strong easterly breeze.
A well-hit ball, I can tell you now, from Wade Dutton. That went to deep right field side before the breeze picked it up and pushed it foul. But for all money, no breeze, that's gone.
My second team, the only other team I do follow in the majors is the Angels, because they were the first team I ever got to see live in a major league park.
Yep.
And so that sort of was going to be one of my criteria for who I followed, was the first team I ever got to see live in a ballpark.
Of course, yeah. I like to see how the Australians are going.
Was the Cincinnati Reds.
The Rays were a lot of fun down there in Florida.
Tropicana Field at the time, I believe. Certainly
was. He's gone. Wade Dutton walks back on a big swinging strike that time, as Josh Guile was all over him after where he put the ball the other time. He just threw a lovely...
Beautiful change of pace. Went with the change up. And Dutton was expecting fastball, swung way out in front of it, and just that deceit from Guyer was enough to get the strikeout as the Blue Sox go into shift mode again. And again we see the third baseman coming across, Jacob Eunice, to go into shallow right field. So they leave the pivots there for the double play and they put Eunice into shallow right field. So interesting shift from the Blue Sox.
Interesting. Sutherland there now lets that pitch go through way outside. And another lefty, of course. And so we've got one out. The runner at first is Jeremy Martinez. And Sutherland drives that one into right field, gets in the hole, bounces in front of Michael Campbell. It got in behind all of the defence that was shifted around there, Cam. You called it. He managed to still get it into space. And that's good hitting from Dave Sutherland. He goes to first base with a single to right field in position 9. And, of course, Martinez now moves to second base. They have a runner in scoring position, the Bandits. So Sydney under threat with only one out here. Top of the third, we go back to the top of the lineup for the Bandits through Andrew Campbell. Got a single to centre field in his first appearance. So this will be interesting. Campbell, of course, a lefty as well. So we go lefty, lefty, lefties, all in the right-handed pitcher. Called strike, outside edge on Campbell.
You got one question that we might get to in the break, Harrow, in the break of innings.
Okay. We're in the top of 3. And Guy checks the runner back. 0-1 pitch here only. Ground ball, second base, pops over to Brandon. They get it across turn the other half. No,
not in time.
Safe at first, could not get it. Bandits will have runners on the corners. The first out was important though, as charging David Sutherland put out there at second base. So that brings up the second out. But advancing to third base, Jeremy Martinez, and safe at first, Andrew Campbell. And that was there on a fielder's choice.
That's correct.
4.
Yep, Andrew Campbell gets the fielder's choice. So Logan Wade to the batter's box, grounded out to shortstop Andy Burns, his last time to the plate.
Wade settles himself. Fouls that off into the back net. Still on that outside edge. Would have gone left side there. Through shortstop area, Andy Burns and Jacob Eunice. So Logan Wade back in there again, and Josh Guyer. Just not worried about the runners too much. With 2 out here, he just needs to get that 3rd out, using the field behind him, hopefully, and he gets Wade swinging on that one. Game settling in. Crowd still building as they come away from their morning sports and early afternoon sports. That ball a little bit off centre, goes into the feet, near the feet area for Logan Wade.
Yeah, it was a good block by Jack Murphy, having to get across there into that left-hander's batter's box to knock that one down. Andrew Campbell was trying to get up there to second base to give the Blue Sox, the Bandits, 2 runners in scoring position, but a good block from Murphy.
And gets him swinging again and sits him down.
Beautiful
so Logan
curveball.
Wade goes down and no pace on that curve at all, Cam.
Yeah, beautiful breaking pitch from Geyer. Exactly what he needed to do to sit down Logan Wade. It snuffs out the threat. Again, the Bandits threaten, but again, they can't get the hit when required to be able to force in a run. And that'll leave it at 0-0 halfway through the 3rd inning. Now, for all your printer and copier needs, speak to the professionals at Mytronics. Mytronics are Australia's largest brand independent office equipment and supplies company. Mytronics are proud to be wholly Australian owned and operated and stock only the best and most famous brands of printers and copiers. Mytronics guarantee to better any valid Australian quote, so you can be sure you are getting the best value and service when you buy or lease your chosen products from Mytronics. So jump online and check out the massive range of printers and copiers and all of the services provided at mytronics.com.au. Mytronics are proud sponsors of the Sydney Blue Sox.
And of course, last night, Cam, in the function room at Blue Sox Stadium above the 3rd base dugout, there was a bit of a sponsors night here, and the local Chamber of Commerce invited companies from around the Blacktown area and into a function here, and Mytronics were there leading the way and trying to conjure up some other supporters for the Sydney Blue Sox in the form of sponsorship.
That would be awesome. All the sponsors we could get would be most grateful for. Had a question from Leroy who asked, guys, loving the coverage. I have a controversial question. If Mike Majama failed a drug test, how is he still eligible to play for the Bandits? Now, Leroy, don't want to get into all the nitty-gritty of all of that, but as far as I understand it, the ABL does not fall under the banner of Major League Baseball at the moment. It is an independent foreign league of which he is entitled to play. As far as I understand it, his 80-game suspension for that PED test will be served if and when he goes back to play in the States in the next off-season. But on that, if you are going to have a look at the history of Mike Majama, please look into it in depth. Mike has had a lot of problems in his life. He has battled with mental illness. He's had a lot of troubles and things plaguing his life.
And just keep an open mind on it.
Please don't be quick to judge the young man. He's still only 30 years of age and he's trying to make his way back to the major leagues. So we wish him all the best, and we're happy for him to be playing here in the ABL.
Absolutely. Jack Murphy out the plate for the Blue Sox, and Taylor gets him swinging on that pitch. So crowd getting revved up there by Funky Phil, doing a good job again this afternoon.
Man that never seems to run out of energy, does he? Never runs out of energy.
Let me tell you, quite a bit of duress at the moment himself. And he'll get through today, and hopefully we wish him all the best in the next few days as well. There's a few family things going on as far as illness goes that he's dealing with, and he's actually doing this with that in the background, and he's doing a fantastic job. Got the smile going, keeping kids happy.
It's a bit like the sad clown thing, isn't it? You know, he puts on the makeup of Funky Phil. He injects himself with energy, and away he goes for another 3 hours. And
that's right.
You know, and nobody would know that there was anything going on behind the scenes with Phil, as Murphy just grounded to the shortstop in another shift play. So he is out. 7 retired in order for the Bandits.
It's a tough game, this one, for everybody concerned, and nobody's been able to make too many breakthroughs just yet. The Bandits put some pressure on in the top of the inning. Now we're in the bottom there, and it is Alex Howe out with a put out at first base. Dave Sutherland retrieving the ball and just stepping on his bag to get that second out.
Don't forget, this is only a 7-inning game. It is a sprint. So we're settling into a pitcher's duel, but we're only settling into a 7-inning pitcher's duel.
But if we need to, we'll go extras.
And that will affect the second game.
It certainly
If the
will.
first game goes extras, the second game instantly becomes a 7-inning game.
We could be here all night.
So, no, we won't be here all night. That I can promise you, Harrow. The way that the international tiebreaker rules and everything is set up.
Yeah, I guess that does make a difference.
We
doesn't
won't
it?
be here all night.
Max Brennan is at the plate for the Sox.
Can the Sox finally get a base runner? Haven't had one yet. Perfect through 8 has been Corey Taylor and the Bandits.
Brennan fouling that one down the third base side into the coach's box. You saw it on the big screen. There's our wide view. It's a great shot of the whole diamond. Just foul poles out of range, but that's good. It's a great shot. Back to the action here, and Brennan fouls one off on the... Took that almost up on the hands, actually, way up the bat there off the pitching of Taylor, throwing inside on Brennan. But he's able to defend and foul them off. 9th batter in the lineup, first plate appearance, bottom of the third. And gets him swinging, and Brennan goes back, and that's it for the Blue Sox through 3 innings here. With no score on the board, the Sydney Blue Sox, Brennan goes down swinging with a big K2. No score, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base for the Sydney Blue Sox after 3 completed innings.
Struggling with the rising cost of power? You are not alone. Over 2 million Australian homes have now installed solar. The average size solar system can save you around $500 a quarter, add value to your home and reduce your carbon footprint. SolarAy is Australia's largest independent solar and storage installer, located right here in Blacktown. Talk to the team at SolarAy to find out if solar is right for you. Visit solaray.com.au/Blue Sox today. SolarAy Energy, proud sponsors of your Sydney Blue Sox.
And thanks, PMAC. As we come back here for the action in the top of the 4th inning in what is a 7-inning game. So only 4 left, 4, 5, 6 and 7. The infield being dragged intermediately by the ground crew. The volunteers out there in the blue T-shirts doing a terrific job, making sure the players have got good conditions under which to play. Geyer returns to the mound, and we expected him to do maybe 4 or 5 innings. All going well at the moment. Bandits got 2 runners on base in the third, top of the third, and of course in the first there was a runner on. So we're through 3 innings here with no score on the board between these two very, very strong baseball clubs.
I just love how intense this game gets. So the Blue Sox haven't looked like putting a base runner on or threatening. The Bandits have stranded a handful. They've had their opportunities early, but it's such a strange game that just one hit here or there could be the difference. That's all it was last night. It was Michael Krause going back-to-back with Gift Nagope and a pair of doubles, and that was the difference in the entire ball game.
And getting a ball into play. Now Tim Colwell steps in for the Bandits to lead them off. Swings at the first pitch to foul it down the first base side.
But the Bandits perfect through 3 innings, 9 up, 9 down. You couldn't get any better for Corey Taylor and the Bandits to start this one off.
Yeah, and then they've got depth in their bullpen as well, as do the Sydney Blue Sox. So as we said last night, it's going to be a great weekend of baseball. Ground ball, second base, Max Brennan, Bosmo and Aroa. There you like it, regulation ground ball to the second baseman, 4-3 out on a charging Tim Colwell. And they get that all important. First out on the lead-off batter.
If you get to watch that play again in replay, Harrow, when you watch the game back again, watch the way Max Brennan gets around that. For a young infielder, he made sure he got to the other side of the ball so that the glove just was in the right position for the ball to go straight into the glove, and then his feet were almost immediately set. So all he had to do was just transfer weight to make the throw running. But Geyer's there, and with that arm of Geyer, he'll get rid of Nilsson.
Well, great work by Geyer. Bosmo had to stretch up to get the ball, pulled it down and got there on the bag before a charging Mitch Nilsson, as you say. But a little bit of play variation here, middle of the game. Brisbane changed it up just a little bit by laying the bunt down.
And a good morning to New Jersey. To Spencer Schwartz, who's tuned in. 6 minutes past midnight. In Jersey.
New Jersey.
Hoboken.
2 up, 2 down.
It's hit hard to right field. This is a chance of getting out of here. It's out of here, but it's foul. only by a yard. It just tailed past the foul pole. I was watching intently, Harold. I thought it was going to cannon into the foul pole, which is a home run, but it just tailed the other side of it. And the first base umpire, Ben Nash, charging down the line to watch it. It only missed by a metre or two and landed on the container. I know that the folks at home can't see the equipment container down there, but it sits only a metre on the foul side of the foul pole down there beyond the fence.
That was Mike Majama showing his wares. Brennan now, ground ball again, down there and shuts down Majama and the Bandits. Gets it to Moanara, another 4-3 ground ball. And Max Brennan doing a great job, holding his ground nicely. And Mike Majama grounding out on that one. Bandits go 3 up, 3 down, top of the 4th innings. No score on the board here from Blue Sox Stadium. Bandits and Blue Sox.
I'll tell you what, Harry, if this is the standard of baseball we're going to get for the rest of this series, last night and the first 3.5 innings of this game, wow, this is going to be a cracking series. And I just pray that these two teams will meet again later in the season, because this is high quality baseball we are witnessing here at the moment. Again, we've had plenty of tweets come through, plenty of SMSs. We love having you guys as part of the broadcast from all around the globe. Our friends over there in the States, whether you're in Brisbane, whether you're here in Sydney and just can't get to the game, by all means, get in contact with us here in the Blue Box. You can SMS 0412 203 068. That's 0412 203 068. Or you can send us a tweet at Blue Sox TV, all one word, and that'll get to us like so many others of our friends around the globe have done. We're glad to have you aboard here at Blue Sox Stadium. As again we say, we are witnessing some top-class, world-class baseball. Often we say that the ABL is around about the equivalent of AA standard, but from what we've been seeing here this weekend, I have no doubt whatsoever this is pretty much AAA standard.
It's certainly risen over the last few years. We're getting up to that AAA, like you say, Cam. It is another level, especially between these two clubs. Bottom of the 4th here, and Blue Sox will lead off through Trent D'Antonio. Top of the order, designated hitter. And I'm pretty sure Brisbane will probably hang on to Corey Taylor right through the 7 innings if they possibly can.
Oh, absolutely, Harry. They will throw him until he reaches a pitch count. Or he gets put under extreme pressure from the Blue Sox.
Yeah. And
at the moment, that hasn't happened.
He's just rolling along right now.
Hasn't given up a base runner yet. 3 innings, no hits, no walks. He is dealing for the Bandits.
So D'Antonio fouls that first one off. 0-1 pitch now. Missing outside that time, Taylor. Thinking D'Antonio will try to pull the ball inside again. So he stays away from it. Gives him a little tempter on the outside edge. Works the inside again. Comes down low, but missing low. Crowd will start to slowly build up for this evening's game as well. Of course, first pitch 6:30.
Good crowd in already, but as you say, Harry, it will continue to build.
So another one fouled off by D'Antonio over the third base side of the grandstand. 2-2 pitch now from Taylor. D'Antonio gets it, it's a comeback, hops up into the glove of Corey Taylor, feeds it off to Dave Sutherland at first, and it's a 1-3 out there.
And you can see the frustration, D'Antonio just bat down as he went again. Again made contact, but again, just not the contact he wants. He's just out of sorts, isn't he?
Yep, just no power in that hit. I think he was concentrating on contact, which he got, but there was nothing in it, so to speak, as it bounced up, as I said, into the glove of Corey Taylor. Now we go to Jacob Eunice, third baseman for the Sox. A real solid player. Let's see if he can get something going here in the box. Ground ball off the first pitch straight to Logan Wade. Logan Wade to Sutherland. 6-3 ground ball, easy as you like. Very economical for Taylor so far.
I was just about to say, Corey Taylor's chuckling to himself on the mound at the moment. That's 11 retired in order, and he's done next to no work for it.
He'll go 7 innings easily. The pitch count will still be low at this point in time.
Well, we saw Dormany last week. What did he throw? 77 pitches through 7 completed innings in his outing last week. Well, I think Corey Taylor's well on the way to matching that.
Well, it's a replica of the first innings at the moment. Let's see what Andy Burns can do. Can he start something up for the Blue Sox? They need these bats to wake up. Corey Taylor totally relaxed on the hill. Our viewers can see that quite clearly. Works the outside, doesn't get it. So it appears that Corey Taylor may be trying to stay away a little bit from Andy Burns. See where he goes this time. Stay outside, no, comes back inside to try and jam him up a little bit, and that he does as Burns fouls it off down into his feet. Good battle, this one.
I know who my money would be on the way things have gone so far. I would put it on Corey Taylor, but you do have a major leaguer in Andy Burns. As you say, played about 20 games for the Blue Jays and signed to go back again next year.
He gets bat to ball this time, cut off. It goes to Logan Wade in backup, off to Sutherland. They go 3 up, 3 down, the Blue Sox. Bottom of the 4th innings, no runs.
What a great play that from Logan Wade, though. Mike Marjama went diving across in front of him and could easily have put him off and made Wade bobble the ball and let Burns get aboard. But Logan Wade, again, with big league skills, he just stayed with it. And even though Marjama dived in front of him and maybe affected the ball, deflected it ever so slightly, Wade stayed with it and made a fantastic play across to first to get rid of Andy Burns and to shut the Blue Sox down. Perfect through for the Bandits.
A good coaching,
12 up,
a good
12
coaching
down.
display for kids to look at and coaches to use as an example of backup plays on the infield. When you've got a player attempting to get a ball, everybody's got to back up somewhere without any doubt whatsoever. So that was fantastic play. As you called it, Cam, Marjama didn't get it. Wade was there. And in every position a ball gets hit, there should be somebody behind them.
Design Choice brings every space to life with a design solution that is conceptually beautiful, practical, cost-effective and durable, even for the toughest commercial environments. Working with clients and the furniture industry for over 20 years, you can rely on the knowledge and high-quality items of Design Choice. The Design Choice team know that selecting the right piece of furniture might just be the difference between becoming just another restaurant and becoming the new destination hotspot. So to see some of their creative designs, head to designchoice.net.au. Design Choice are proud sponsors of the Sydney Blue Sox.
That they are, and what a great company as well to have on board for the Sox. And they can make a difference to your business. And we've got more of those sponsors to announce a little bit later on. It's great support that they give to the sport of baseball in particular.
Say, jump on and have a look at their website. They turn some of these industrial restaurant areas into absolutely picturesque places you would love to have lunch. They've got that sort of, modern, traditional industrial look to them, and you go in there, there's greenery, there's some ducting work over. Oh, they make some of these places look absolutely amazing.
Really
Design Choices. Turn
them around. Donald Lutz fouls the first pitch off over the third base.
Top of the 5th inning.
Top 5 it is.
You do 5 and I'll bring it home with 6 and 7, Harrow.
Good on you, Cam. Josh Geyer returns to the hill for the Blue Sox. His 5th inning. And Lutz wants to work something out. He's been a bit frustrated over the 2 games, last night and tonight so far. And not a great outing for him. So he's looking to turn things around. And Max Brennan diving for that line drive through second base. Just missing it though. Retrieving it in the centre, Michael Krause.
Is that the first time the Blue Sox haven't shifted on Lutz and he hits it right where basically the fielder would be?
Yes.
Interesting dynamics. Why did the Blue Sox not shift on him? And then Lutz hits it basically right through where you would set up your shortstop on the shift.
Yeah, so
strange.
Leading off in that position, Lutz gets one through. And Brennan was probably around a little, but maybe back a little. A step may have got him. Lutz stands at first with a bit of a lead. And Jeremy Martinez, who walked the last appearance, gets called strike inside. Nicely located by Josh Geyer. So Lutz at first with a single to centre field. As I said, that ball was retrieved by Michael Krause in the middle. Centre field hit. Martinez at the plate. Drives one foul over the first base dugout. The crowd get active when the ball gets hit, and they wait in anticipation for the next play. Martinez will be followed by Wade Dutton, and Guy throwing curveball outside. It was just a bit of change-up, Cam.
Yeah, but at 0-2, that's exactly where you want Guy to throw and locate his curveball. You want it low and outside. You want to try and get Martinez chasing it. Now you probably come up and in with a fastball, something like that.
He lifts one high. It was high in the zone. He left it up.
Yeah, curveball. He tried another curveball and just hung it up there, and it got thumped by Martinez.
And it goes to Michael Krause. So it's another single to centre field, single to 8. Back-to-back singles to centre field. And it certainly moves Donald Lutz around to second base. No problem whatsoever.
And the Bandits threaten again. The Blue Sox have had nothing going through 4. And again, the Bandits now put runners at first and second with nobody out. You would almost bunt Wade Dutton here, move them around. Don't forget, it's a 7-inning game and we're in the top of the 5th.
They may well be creative.
Corner's ready to charge. He is going to bunt.
Oh, Lutz taking his time getting back. Had to rush at the end. He wasn't expecting the throw over from Jack Murphy.
Thought we might have seen a little bit of short ball from the Bandits, and that's exactly what Wade Dutton decided to do. The 8 and 9 hitters coming up. Wade Dutton, the 8 hitter, is at bat. David Sutherland, the 9 hitter, in the on-deck circle.
So Dutton did shape there. He just didn't get that ball down.
Pitch was low. So
the
pitch was low. So yeah, rather than try and bend down and bunt it, he withdrew the bat. Took the odds to getting the ball called, which he did. Now he'll square up again and see what he can do to move these runners around.
Called strike on that one.
He withdraws the bat again, which is a bit strange.
It was through the zone though. They pulled out of that. And Andy Burns charging down towards third base for that cover. Jacob Eunice puts down the signs for his infield on how they're going to defend this next pitch. 2 runners on. Wade Dutton at the plate. A 1-1 pitch coming. 1 ball, 1 strike on Dutton. Pulls out of it again.
That's a swing. For me, that's a swing. I would have been asking the first base umpire whether he went at that because he reached out with the bat to try and bunt it.
Did he hold though? Maybe
that's
not going through.
What it comes down. That's why I would have asked the first base umpire. If I was catching,
reached over, held, and then sort of withdrew slowly, but didn't.
But I certainly would have asked the first base umpire what he thought of it.
A good bunt is not going to have you pushing the bat forward anyway. You're catching the ball with the bat.
Correct. It shouldn't.
So he stayed there.
At 2 balls, 1 strike to count.
Still buntable. They try to get the big fella Donald Lutz out at second base.
Nice move. All the infield shifted like they do with third base charging. Shortstop going across to cover third. Second base came across and was hoping to catch Donald Lutz leaning the wrong way. So that was a planned move from the Blue Sox and Gaia. Donald Lutz, a big leaguer himself, last at Cincinnati at the Reds. In his last major league stint, he was awake to it.
2-1. He does lay the bunt down this time. They aim for third and they do get the force at third.
They know that Donald Lutz isn't the fleetest of foot, so they knew there was an opportunity at third base if they got a reasonable play on the bunt. And the bunt was 1 hopped straight back to the pitcher, so not a great bunt from Wade Dutton, it must be said. He bunted it straight back to the pitcher, and Gaia was wake up enough to know that Andy Burns had gone across to cover third base. And so it ended up a 1-6 to get rid of Donald Lutz at third base. But the Blue Sox, smart enough to know Donald Lutz, not the quickest runner. And they pick him off the lead-off at third base, which now gives them a chance at a ground ball double play to get out of the inning.
And shut it down. It's an interesting score in the scorebook, isn't it, when you see somebody put out at third base and it's a 1-6
1-6,
play.
yep.
Because Andy Burns is the shortstop and he made the out.
It's not quite as bad as a 9-3.
Jacob Eunice was charging into home plate to retrieve the bunt if it went his way. So David Sutherland at the plate. He'll get me for that. Lovely pitch there from Josh Geyer. Putting it in that zone where if Sutherland makes contact with it, it should be a ground ball infield. As Cam said, they need to turn the double play. It would be handy to. One out here, top of the 5th inning. No score on the scoreboard in a 7-inning baseball game. Up high in the zone. Sutherland goes down swinging. A big K2.
That was a nice pitch from Guy. He challenged him with the high fastball. And as you often see with some big hitters, can't hit it, can't lay off it. Yep. He went after it. The eyes light up. You see this high fastball thinking I'm going to absolutely belt this, and at the velocity that it's at, you just can't catch up to it. You can't get the bat head up there to hit it.
It was
and
just
Guy
a bat tempting
blows
high.
it past him.
So we go to Andrew Campbell, top of the order for the Bandits. Centre fielder. He's been on twice this afternoon. He hits high fly ball left field side. There's a man out there by the name of Alex Howe. And Howe takes it in the glove, shuts down the attack of the Brisbane Bandits.
A massive escape.
Massive loads of pressure on the Blue Sox that time. But Campbell out on that fly ball. Shuts it all down, brings up the 3rd out. Alex Howe, the man doing the work out there in left field. So after halfway through the 5th innings, there is no score on the board between the Bandits and the Blue Sox.
Lush Greenery is your comprehensive commercial supplier for all your artificial greenery requirements. From concept to completion, they are there every step of the way to help make your garden or interior area look amazing. Lush Greenery covers your interior, exterior designs from a wide range of barn doors to green walls, from planter boxes to climbing vines, and so much more. To see some examples of their spectacular green walls and for so much more information, head to their website lushgreenery.com.au. Lush Greenery are proud sponsors of the Sydney Blue Sox.
And thanks, Cam. We come back to the Blue Sox Stadium where in the skybox, the Blue Crew, Big Cam and I'm Harrow, bringing you the play-by-play description of this Game 2 in Series 3 of the ABL 2019.
Give a shout out to Albo, who is out there. He's up in the north of Michigan. He's in Wisconsin, about 100 miles north of Chicago. He says, and a massive fan of the Brewers.
Okay, why wouldn't you be?
They had a bit of a chat to him about whether he remembers Dave Nilsson and the time, and he does. He remembers how good a hitter that Nilsson was, and the fact that Graham Lloyd also went up there for a short period of time, was at the Brewers for a period of time. So great to have Albo aboard up there in the very early hours of Saturday morning.
Absolutely, and that's a good shout out. We've got a message here from Greg. And you're right, Greg, we keep referring to a big crowd, or there's a big crowd building, and we all see on the screen is about a dozen people sitting behind home plate. How big is big, and where are they? Well, there are certainly some big people here, and there are spread out around the ground. Not massive as far as the full house crowd goes here at Blue Sox Stadium, and yes, you're right, not many in there behind home plate.
Unfortunately,
strangely,
a
lot of people like to be elevated to watch the game, and up in the other seats, spread out around, there's probably, I don't know, what would you say, 25 to 30% at the moment, but there are more people coming in and milling around downstairs.
And they're actually the expensive seats. So a lot of children and families down on what we call the family hill, down on the first base side where the kids can run around. There's picnic tables.
There are people getting food and drink at the moment as well, not paying a lot of attention to this game. Yeah, those seats
behind home plate are the most expensive seats in the place, and a lot of people prefer to sit in the grandstand area, especially in when you read the schedule.
The beer garden area is about 30% full, 40% full.
Yeah, you read the schedule and you have an afternoon game. The sun out here in the west of Sydney, a lot of people don't like to sit out in the sun. They prefer to get in under the grandstand.
Under the roof. There's a good roofed area.
A little bit of protection.
Yep. And so it is spread out, and that shot, we keep saying that what maybe should happen is a whole lot of people should be invited to just go and
Correct.
sit there.
They should go around and pick some families out with some juniors in their uniforms and sit them down behind home plate. Moen Aroa launches one.
Right into the glove of Donald Lutz in deep right field, but Moen Aroa got all of that, and Lutz went back to the warning track right in the middle of right field side. Good fielding by Lutz. He had to move a bit to get there as well. But Moanaro, a hard hit ball, but still no result out of that.
Again, the wind blowing almost directly in here at Blue Sox Stadium this afternoon. It is a hard place to get a ball out of at the best of times, but with this breeze blowing, it is near impossible to hit one out of this ballpark. It has often been cased the place where home runs go to die, and it will certainly be that this afternoon and this evening, as the first pitch to Krause is high and inside to try and back him off the plate.
Taylor to Krause now. So if Krause can make a breakthrough. The Blue Sox have not had a runner on base through 4 innings of baseball.
Perfect through 13, the Bandits and Corey Taylor. Is that the kiss of death?
It could well be, Cam. Bit of reverse psychology there as that one goes straight through the middle of the strike zone, really, from my point of view, straight over the middle of the plate.
Yeah, 2-0, Michael Krause just trying to be patient in there. We've seen Moanaro, we've seen a few of the others going after early pitches. Krause ahead 2-0. He's just trying to drag some pitches out of Corey Taylor.
And another one, but he swings at it. Taylor put it straight through the zone again, but a little bit faster and a little bit off centre. He knew he could get Krause swinging, and that worked. Tries to work the inside that time, just missing as everybody breathes a sigh of relief.
Almost thought I saw Trent Thomas start to flinch that very dangerous punch-out right hand of his.
I think Michael Krause held his breath.
Well, I think everybody held their breath if you're wearing a Blue Sox jersey and a fan of the Blue Sox.
3-2 pitch now.
Doesn't matter.
Again, he gets Krause swinging as he slumps down to one knee, Michael Krause. 2 out as he goes down on a big swinging K2.
Too good, Corey Taylor, at the moment.
2 up, 2 down. The Blue Sox bottom of 5. And we'll go to Michael Campbell with 2 out here.
What about 2 up, 2 down? What about 14 up, 14 down, Harrow?
Yeah, well, I didn't want to go there, Cam.
You often talk about the no-hitters, etc. And I know that, I'm going to get absolutely blasted by the Bandits fans for even mentioning it now. But, we're talking about a perfect game at the moment, let alone a no-hitter. At the moment, he's as I said, he's 14 up, 14 down.
Yeah, absolutely.
In a 7-inning game.
Big number.
You don't get much better than that. Well, you don't get any better than that. It's as simple as that. You can't get any better than that. As Michael Campbell fouls the first one he sees, now falls behind 0-2 to Corey Taylor, who is dealing for the Bandits this afternoon.
And you know what? He's totally in control. He's relaxed. He's not sweating. He's had no pressure on him whatsoever. And there's one ground ball, goes into the glove of Logan Wade. I thought he might have got that on the floor, but just a little hop into the glove. And no problem with those for Logan Wade, just like shelling peas. Michael Campbell out on a 6-3 ground ball to the shortstop. And again, the Blue Sox go 3 up, 3 down after 5 completed innings here from Blue Sox Stadium. There is no score on the board, Bandits and the Blue Sox.
Struggling with the rising cost of power? You are not alone. Over 2 million Australian homes have now installed solar. The average size solar system can save you around $500 a quarter, add value to your home and reduce your carbon footprint. SolarAy is Australia's largest independent solar and storage installer, located right here in Blacktown. Talk to the team at SolarAy to find out if solar is right for you. Visit solaray.com.au/Blue Sox today. SolarAy Energy, proud sponsors of your Sydney Blue Sox.
And welcome back to the action, coming to you from the skybox at the back of Blue Sox Stadium at Blacktown International
Funky Phil
Sports Park.
was almost in a lot of trouble then, Harrow.
He nearly put a water balloon straight through our broadcast booth window over all the electronics and everything, but all in control. The kids were blocking it. The ladies down here knocking them down, the girls and boys, and I must say it, Greg, no matter what you say, there's a fair few people up here. I've just stood up to have a look myself, and this stand's starting to fill up. It's going to be a great Saturday night game here, and as this builds, and there are people still coming in, they've got the hot chips, they've got the burgers, they've got the Pluto pups, you name it, and they've got the cold drinks going as well.
The only thing we haven't got going this season, Harrow, which I was a little bit disappointed in, it's the helmet nachos.
Yes.
Get yourself a helmet full of nachos and take the helmet home with you, or get the players to sign it after the game. So anyway, it is what it is. It was a big hit last year, the helmet nachos and the helmet popcorn.
Maybe we need some blow-ups to put in those seats behind home plate, Cam, because that's what everybody sees on that shot over from centre field.
Correct. It'd be nice for some of the kids or some of the families to be invited down there.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Unfortunately, we just don't have the staff at the moment, the interns.
I absolutely prefer to sit up in an elevated position. I like that view of the game.
Yeah, well, you get a bit of an overview of the diamond and you can see all around it.
I did have my lunch down there.
So we are heading to the top of the 6th inning, and it will be Logan Wade. And as Bree on the Twitter was saying that I think she said she now knows how to spell every Brisbane Bandits player's name just by the walk-up songs that have been chosen for them this weekend.
Of course. The walk-up music and everything, of course, by our Sports Broadcasting Australia compatriot Paul McCulloch. He's not only doing that today, he's doing ground announcing as well.
Doing it all.
Roles.
Doing it all. This one is hit straight towards Andy Burns. He copped a bad hop out of the clay, and that will force the error. And the Bandits will put another runner aboard.
That will be...
Should be an E6.
It's gone straight up already.
Oh, absolutely. Now, he did cop a really bad hop, as you see him now going to smooth out the dirt that he copped that bad hop out of. But Major League infielder, you'd like them to come up with that. Now is that going to be the difference in this game? It's a 7-inning game, top of the 6th, 0-0, and the Blue Sox give up a lead-off error to the Bandits.
Bandits with that runner on, and it's important to get somebody on just to put some pressure back on.
Is that going to be the turning point for the Bandits? They needed a little bit of luck. Do they have it? Geyer spins and throws to first base. Wade having none of it.
Katie suggested, what about popcorn in the helmet?
Yeah, we had popcorn last year as well. We had them both, and that was it was a really big success last year.
Colwell.
This one hit hard, possible 3-6. So no, Moanaroa bobbles it, will have to go himself. He was thinking of the 3-6-3 double play, which is one of the hardest in baseball to turn, and he was all over it, ready for it, and the ball just hit him on the heel of the glove, bounced up in the air and took that option off the table almost immediately for Moanaroa, who then just reverted to the putout at first base. So they will get Colwell at first, but Wade will advance into scoring position for the designated hitter, Mitch Nilsson, to go after.
Nilsson's third appearance here. Geyer still on the mound, as we said, working his 6th inning. And both these pitchers doing a pretty good job, and the support for Geyer on the infield ground ball.
Yeah, straight at Max Brennan. He'll have no problems. He comes up and makes the play to Moanaroa. Wade advances to third. So 2 out now as Logan Wade heads over to third base. Now can the Bandits find a base hit to break this deadlock? And it is big leader Mike Majara that will be the man charged to do it for the Brisbane Bandits fans.
Can hit a ball. Let's see where he goes. He's put 2 through second base at the moment. 4-3 ground ball outs. If Geyer and the Blue Sox can stay on song, can they repeat?
Geyer misses with the first pitch to Marjama.
Brennan playing narrow at second base, Cam.
Yeah, they've often played a little bit of what you would call a half shift on some of these hitters, where we've seen Andy Burns playing very shallow up the middle. And talk about up the middle, that is going to be an RBI for Mike Marjama, and the deadlock is broken. The Bandits will lead it. Logan Wade will cross the plate on the RBI 2-out single from Mike Marjama, and the Bandits lead.
Hard hit through the gap, over the mound, over through second base. Absolutely splitting Burns and Brannan, the shortstop and the second baseman. There was nothing they could do about it. It was a hard hit ball racing through, hard on the ground, and a well hit ball off the bat of Marjama, no doubt about that whatsoever. And now Lutz comes to the plate with a runner at first.
They're going to call a balk on Josh Geyer. Mike Marjama, he just jumped out from first base and put a big secondary lead on, and that made Josh Geyer change his pitching action a little bit. He wanted to go around to first. It was a very jerky pitching motion, and first base umpire Ben Nash called a balk. Shane Barclay will go out and discuss it with crew chief Trent Thomas.
So they're having a bit of a discussion. This also serves to give the infield, and the Blue Sox a little bit of a breather to regroup after that go-ahead run has been scored by the Bandits.
Shane Barclay convinced with the answer he got.
He was always going to be. And that's what I say. Part of that strategy, if you like, or the tactic, is to come out and just give his players a chance to shake off the run.
Also calms Guy down a little bit after being called for that balk.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just part of the game, as you might say. And he's come back out for another chat again. It must be a different question, I suppose. He might have gone back to the dugout and got some advice.
Well, I know Chris Oxspring was standing just outside the dugout for the Blue Sox, and they might have had a quick passing of words as he headed back, and Oxspring might have said, go out and ask him about this. Did he actually ever stop his motion? As jerky as it might have been, did he continue all the way to home plate? And that's what they're going to go and ask, because I think he did. I think as jerky as what his action was, at no time did he stop. He continued and threw to the plate.
Yep.
In which case, that is not a balk. But it will be up to the umpires to decide. As long as he continues with his motion and finishes his pitch, which he did.
That was a short discussion with the umpires.
Ben Nash is going to say that his foot touched the ground, and then he lifted it and went again.
Yeah, so whatever the question was and whatever the answer was, it was very, very simple to assess. All umpires in agreement. Good to see that. That's good work. All the consultation was done properly and in an orderly fashion.
Yep. We'll just go out, we'll have a chat, we'll make sure, what was seen. And that's what, Ben Nash, the first base umpire, said. He saw what he saw, and the balk will stand. Donald Lutz goes after it, fouls it off into Duck Creek.
I think all the umpires were happy with their discussion out there as well.
Correct. I don't think that Jordan Taylor and Riley Barrington at second base and third base would have had a lot of input. I think they'd have got together and Trent would have asked Ben what he saw. Ben told him, he said that it stands. Right.
Because it
good call.
Wasn't for them to call.
Lutz smashes one to centre field. Michael Krause has a read on it now. Comes forward and takes the catch for the third out. But not before the damage was done. It was an error that put Logan Wade aboard, and that error has come back to hurt the Blue Sox. Mike Majama drives in a run for the Bandits, and halfway through the sixth, in this 7-inning game, it is the Bandits leading the Blue Sox 1-0.
And Bartercard is the operator of the world's largest trade exchange, where small and medium-sized businesses barter trade in 8 countries across a dynamic mix of industries. Bartercard has revolutionised the way its members do business, from attracting new customers to conserving cash and increasing profits. Bartercard's world-leading system enables members to enhance their businesses through a cashless marketplace. For more information, go to bartercard.com.au and check out all the options. Bartercard are proud sponsors of your Sydney Blue Sox.
So the Blue Sox coming to the bottom of the 6th inning. They're running out of time very quickly. They are down to 6 outs to try and find a way back into this game. They trail by the 1 run, but Corey Taylor and the Brisbane Bandits, they loom large in opposition at the moment.
It's going to be an interesting battle here. If the Sox get somebody on, it's going to be an interesting afternoon. Corey Taylor doesn't look like letting anybody on.
Well, he won't talk about what we're not allowed to talk about, but at the moment, Corey Taylor is certainly dealing up there on the mound.
Have a look at the Brisbane Bandits dugout. Russell Teachman down there in the sunglasses, a former coach in the Sydney Major League competition, New South Wales State League competition, I should say.
I think with the Ride Hawks.
Ride Hawks, certainly was. Took them to a championship, I think, if not certainly to a grand final series. A good coach, and that's why he's on the coaching roster for the Bandits.
I can tell you
has been for about 3 years now.
No action in the bullpen for the Bandits. They're happy with the way things are going at the moment. And the Blue Sox likewise, they haven't got much happening up there either. Just starting to loosen up. A right-hand pitcher up there will get their number after the end of this dig. But bottom of the 6th we head. Murphy, Howe, Brennan, the 7, 8, 9 hitters. Wonderful spot for Brisbane to be in, coming to the bottom of the 6th, heading to the 7, 8 and 9 hitters. And Murphy quickly behind 0-1 on Corey Taylor.
And the runs only count at the end of the game.
Correct. Doesn't matter how many you've got, as long as you've got one more than the team you're playing. Taylor to Murphy. Murphy pops it up. It'll get out of play back into the grandstand over the back of the Bandits dugout. A souvenir ball.
Bandits have had 5 hits through this game so far.
Yep, but Josh Geyer again, having given up 5 hits, it'll be unearned runs.
Yep.
Because the runner got aboard courtesy of the error. That should have been the 3rd out. So he won't have given up any earned runs. So he's done a masterful job as well. Taylor to Murphy. Murphy, this one's in play. They were playing the shift on him. Logan Wade, who was left alone, he will go across to the Jason Pospisil Memorial Beer Garden, where the ball will bounce harmlessly away and be a souvenir in there for some of the many fans.
And that
in
YouTube
beer
highlight
garden.
has had something like 57,000 views.
Do I get anything for that?
No.
No, boo. Do we get anything for that? Was it Sports Broadcasting
The other one
Australia?
on YouTube is the Brisbane Bandits Sydney game some years ago where there was a bit
Yes,
of
a brawl.
a melee.
Always something between these two clubs.
That's had
This
about-
one hit hard by Murphy. It's going to be into the deep hole, but they're playing the shift on him and they will throw him out at first base. It is Wade Dutton deep in right field. Wow, he was a long way back into the hole. Murphy hit it well. Murphy doesn't move quite as well as he did 3 or 4 years ago with those bad knees. Dutton was able to range across almost to the foul line in deep second base, short right field, scoop it up and throw out Murphy to keep the streak alive.
Pinch hitter in for Sydney. We'll just have a quick look. 28.
That's gift. That can only be gift.
Gift's coming for a hit. There
That
he
can
is.
only be gift Nagope. So Nagope into the game. Was just being rested a little bit purely and simply because of just some ongoing niggles that he had. He was getting given a bit of a rest in this first game, but with all the cards being laid on the table, manager Shane Barclay said it's time to go to my former major leaguer, the first South African to play in the major leagues, Gift Nagope, to try and turn things around for the Blue Sox. Swings, hits it hard, but foul over the first base side and out of play.
Good move. See if it pays off.
Nagope takes the next pitch down low. 1 ball and 2 strikes now.
Of course, these two clubs, the Bandits and the Blue Sox, battling it out on the standings in the ABL. They're both neck and neck. Blue Sox on 5-2-5 after last night.
Nagope pops it up foul, out of play.
Bandits,
Count will remain 1 and 2.
Bandits on, well, it says 500.
Well, the Bandits are a game behind. They were both 500 coming into the series with 4 wins and 4 losses apiece. The Blue Sox taking game 1 will lift them to 5 wins and 4 losses. The Bandits 4 wins and 5 losses. If the Bandits hang on here, they will level up at 5 apiece again atop that Northeast Division.
Absolutely. There's a figure wrong on the standings on the website. However, that will be adjusted after tonight's game.
Nagope allows that one to pass inside. Harmlessly goes to the backstop. The count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. The game in Melbourne, game 1 of their doubleheader is underway. No score at present down there. We will keep you advised as how that rolls on as the afternoon progresses here in Sydney. Nagope fouls this one off straight over the grandstand. That might end up in the hot dog van.
One for the crowd. One of the kids will get that one and get it autographed afterwards.
Put a bit of tomato sauce and ketchup on it and serve it up.
And ketchup. What about a bit of that American mustard on your hot dog? Yum.
Nagope fouls this one the other side. So Nagope doing something that the Blue Sox haven't been able to do so far this afternoon, and that's go deep into a count against Corey Taylor.
And that's the thing. Taylor's pitch count must be so low it would astound anybody. I think we'll get those figures later.
2 balls, 2 strikes, Nagope, but has fouled about another 4 balls off on top of that. So it's probably taken about 7 or 8 pitches in this at-bat. So a nice job from Nagope. The 2-2 pitch is drilled up the middle, and there goes the no-hitter. Nagope will get that base hit up the middle. And the perfect afternoon for Corey Taylor has just been ruined by Gift Nagope.
Wow. Well, that's what he was put in there for as the pinch hitter. Shane Barclay believed he could do the job, and he can. Max Brennan steps in
Now we have an interesting scenario. Does Gift Nagope, with a few little niggles, get the green light to try and steal second base and get into scoring position? What does Max Brennan do? Brennan takes the first pitch for a called strike. That's what he does.
I thought for a little while, depending on Nagope, whether a pinch runner might go in or even a pinch hitter for Brennan as well.
Brennan chops it down the third base line. Tough play for Majama. He comes up, makes it as easy as you like. Wow, that's a big league play from Mike Majama. He had to get the ball on the second half hop. He charged in to try to get it before it bounced a second time. He didn't, but he had beautiful soft hands picking it up on the backhand, then had to throw across his body quickly without balancing and settling, and did that beautifully as well.
You called it, Cam. It was a big league play. He stayed down, got it, made the throw on his next step, and undoubtedly David Sutherland didn't have to do much work at first base except make a clear catch.
D'Antonio into the batter's box. Gift Nagope, he heads to second base.
He's due. D'Antonio is overdue.
Hits one hard to centre left. Not in this wind, not in this ballpark. Around goes Campbell, and he is all over it for the third out. It is the place home runs go to die. We say that all the time. It was a hard hit ball. It was probably out of any other ballpark in the ABL. Not here into the alleys at Blue Sox Stadium. It is just a long fly ball to Andrew Campbell. Whilst they do give up a hit, the Bandits, they do not give up any runs. And we are heading to the seventh with the Bandits leading the Blue Sox 1-0.
In 1928, Petrus Cornelis Nicholas Middendorp founded his business, Middendorp Electric Goods Supply Company, selling imported light globes, vacuum cleaners and other electrical products. Business began booming, so Petrus and his sons opened the first Middendorp branch in a converted church on La Trobe Street in Melbourne in 1956. This was the first of many branches that would eventually spread across the country, trading as Middies in its signature pink colour.
Great sponsors of Sydney Blue Sox baseball are Middies, Data and Electrical. We always thank them for being on board. So we're heading to the seventh inning in what has been another cracking game of baseball. Just seeing Shane Barclay going out and relaying the changes to the umpire. Of course, Alex Howe came out of the game. So I would imagine that will mean Max Brennan will head back into the outfield. He will head out into left field. That will mean Andy Burns will head around back to second base, where he's most comfortable, and Gift Nagope will look after the second base position as Gift takes the shortstop job.
Interesting, just for this one inning, as Gift did a great job getting on base. And it's a matter of whether the Sox can shut the Bandits down again in this top half of the inning and then come back and try and get that tying run.
Try and find a walk-off in the bottom of the seventh. Or tie it up, send it to extras.
That would work. Geyer returns to the mound.
Both teams not wanting to burn any of their bullpen with their starters doing such a great job. You'll face Jeremy Martinez. Called strike to start things off to Martinez. The Bandits clinging to this one-run lead. They have been so good. They probably deserve this winning game one. Taylor has been superb. It would be a travesty for him to not be the winning pitcher. As Geyer quickly goes ahead 0-2. Two pitches up and in. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Interesting battle on where this game goes to.
1-2 pitches low, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Bottom of the order, 7, 8 and 9 for the Bandits will be coming to the plate.
for the Blue Sox, they will be going into the meat of their order, 2, 3 and 4, the absolute danger zone of the Blue Sox hitting lineup.
Interesting scenario.
Guy just taking his time now as he prepares for the 2-2 pitch to Martinez. It is high fly ball, shallow right field. Andy Burns going around after it. He has a read on it. He will catch it in foul territory.
That was hard work. Hard work.
A lot of ground to make up. Had to run about 45, 50 metres to get around there, but takes it in foul territory for the first out here in the top of the 7th.
And you can see the wind moving it. Bosmo and Rowe went back first of all, and you can see his head and shoulders actually moving as he was adjusting to where the ball was. In that sky, and that wind is quite strong coming across the ground.
As we said, pretty much blowing directly in from centre field, the breeze here at Blacktown International Sports Park this afternoon. So it will be, as we have said all along, it'll be a contact day for contact. Hit it into the gaps and run hard, pick up your extra bases that way. Guy, a first pitch to Wade Dutton, should be a called strike, isn't? I'll tell you what, if Donald Lutz's was a swing earlier, that was a swing.
Well,
if Donald Lutz's wasn't a swing, I'm okay with that one not being a swing either, but 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Let's have a bit of consistency. It wasn't to be.
I don't have replay capability.
The Bandits get away with one. Another high fly ball on the breeze will head towards the family hill. The kids are gathering around. They've all got their mitts out, but it will land safely and now be scooped up by one of the youngsters heading in to grab himself a souvenir baseball. As we said, you come out to a Blue Sox game, grab one of those balls. All of the Blue Sox players will be available after the last game of the evening. So after the double-header tonight, they will all stay around and they more than happily sign your baseball. 1-1 pitch misses upstairs, 2 balls and 1 strike on Wade Dutton. 0 for 2, the strikeout and a fielder's choice. Breaking pitch misses downstairs, 3 balls, 1 strike. 3-1 pitch to Dutton, fastball blown past him. Guy doing a good job of revving it up and blowing it past Wade Dutton. But Dutton still now with a full count pitch. Full count pitch on its way, fouled off by Dutton, stays alive. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, and it is 1-0, the Bandits over the Blue Sox. Just having a look down in the Blue Sox bullpen. Looks like, actually Travis Bazzana throwing some baseballs around down there. I was having a look at who was throwing baseballs, 72. This one hit hard into right field. Tough job for Michael Campbell, but the breeze is going to bring it back to him beautifully. Into a nice position to take the catch.
He made it look easy at the end of the day.
It was a hard hit ball from Wade Dutton, but that breeze just knocks it down and just tailed it straight at Michael Campbell. He had to go hard early, but he did those yards early to make him get himself into really handy position to make the catch out there in right field. That will bring David Sutherland to the plate. And a big swing from David comes up empty. Again, the Blue Sox play shift.
Massive shift. So it's that play again, Cam, where they put Eunice across there.
Yeah, again, it seems to be the way to go, that they're leaving the shortstop in the shortstop position, taking the third baseman across and putting him into shallow right field. We saw that that paid dividends for the Bandits, actually putting Logan Wade out there. Wade Dutton out there rather than their third baseman.
Yep.
Dutton was able to range and make a play to get rid of Jack Murphy. Guy to the plate. This has popped up opposite field, but it will be Gift Ngope from that shortstop position who will have the read on it. He will take the catch. So the Bandits down in order here in the top of the 7th inning, but not before they do get a run in the 6th. They will lead things, and the Blue Sox will have one last chance to get out of jail here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Being only a 7-inning game, it won't be a 7th-inning stretch. So we won't have the 7th-inning, traditional 7th-inning stretch. So
I just stood up to do mine.
you'll have to stretch, Harrow, as we head to the bottom of the 7th and the last chance saloon for the Sydney Blue Sox.
It certainly will be. But it's a good time to talk about our sponsors, and we've got lots of sponsors for the Sydney Blue Sox. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. Mytronics is one of those sponsors, and for all your printer and copier needs, speak to the professionals at Mytronics. Mytronics are Australia's largest brand independent office equipment and supplies company. Mytronics are proud to be wholly owned and operated and stock all the best and most famous brands of printers and copiers for an Australian-based company. Mytronics guarantee to better any valid Australian quote, so you can be sure you're getting the best value and service when you buy or lease your chosen product from the Australian-owned company Mytronics. So jump online and check out their massive range of printers and copiers and all of the services they provide at mytronics.com.au. Of course, Mytronics are proud sponsors of the Sydney Blue Sox.
That they are, Harrow. We're thankful for all of the sponsors that get on board here at the Blue Sox. We couldn't do it without them all. A massive thank you to them all. You'll see the signs around the ground, behind home plate. Solar Ray Energy, RBI Australia, Lush Greenery, Design Choice, Mytronics, Middies, Bartercard, all of them are very, very thankful sponsors.
Bottom of the 7th, Cam, coming right at us right now. And there has been a change on the mound, has there?
Yeah, they've gone to
Yes,
their
there
closer.
has.
Have a look at that
There he
form.
is.
That's Ryan Searle.
I'll say it is.
I'll guarantee you that's Ryan Searle just by looking at the gentleman on the mound. So the Bandits go to their ace closer, their gun, to finish off the job that Corey Taylor has done. Can Ryan Searle close down the Blue Sox here in the bottom of the 7th inning? Starts off Eunice with a strike.
So this will be interesting. 2, 3 and 4 in the Blue Sox lineup. Number 44, Ryan Searle on the hill for the Bandits.
Eunice swings at that cutter and falls behind 0-2. Oh, Searle was a master 2 seasons ago at the closeout. Hardly gave up an earned run all season long and just put teams to shame. Wasn't his best season last year, but is bouncing back to that sort of form. Ryan Searle again has been a pretty much the quintessential closer in the ABL over the last 3 or 4 seasons.
It's quite simply what he does. That's his job, and he goes out and does it on a regular basis.
Eunice behind, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Searle settles. Fires a fastball that Eunice chops foul down the third base line. Out of play, just seeing that. Looks like Brian Murphy still down there on the third base side of things for the Sox, is it?
Yeah, that's Murph all right. BK at first.
Handled that comfortably and just tossed it into the beer garden for a young fan to grab.
Always had good hands, Brian Murphy.
1-2 pitch on its way. Another sliding pitch from Searle. Eunice swings through it. He goes down on strikes. And the Bandits have one of the 3 outs they need to close this one down.
They certainly have. If they get this one, they square the series, of course, after going down 1-0 in last night's game 1. So they're looking to square the series, and then this evening's game, starting at 6:30, should be a very interesting contest.
And it will be a 6:30 start because we have raced through this game, so that will give the players almost an hour.
Yep.
If this one closes down right here, right now, it'll give the players about an hour and 20 minutes or so.
Absolutely.
It'll give us a chance to go out the back and sample some of the concessions ourselves.
Yep. And that we will.
Searle with a 1-0 pitch to Majama. It's a breaking pitch. Majama didn't like it, so laid off it. Searle gets the call. 1 ball, 1 strike. And we see Searle pretty much just throw those 3 pitches. Fastball, slider, curveball. See what he comes at Majama with on this occasion. Kicks up, fires the breaking pitch again. Just misses outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Nice pitch though from Ryan Searle. Well located to a dangerous hitter like Andy Burns. Andy Burns waits now on the 2-1 pitch. Andy Burns didn't like it, thought it was outside. Trent Thomas said, nope, caught the outside edge. That will make it 2 balls and 2 strikes now on Andy Burns. Burns waits, fastball lifted into left field, base hit for Andy Burns. The Blue Sox have the tying run aboard.
Okay, with 1 out here and Burns on first. Here's Sydney's danger man, Boss Moanaroa.
I was going to say, sometimes with Bosch you get diamonds or rocks. What an opportunity. They're going to pinch run Andy Burns. He's going to be pulled out. They're going to put the whippet out there in Travis Bazana. It looks like, actually no, it'll be Jalen Ray, I think. I think that's little Jalen Ray going out there. He's tiny.
His number.
25?
Number 25.
Yep, that is Jalen Ray. He is an absolute whippet.
Okay, so
very, very
Jalen
small
Ray.
man, but an extremely quick man. Has a big lead. Searle is going to try and pick him off. You can almost see it in Searle's eyes.
Gee, small.
Comes to the plate. It's inside on Moanaroa. 1 ball. Moanaroa needs to stay patient now with this base runner. You know the base runner is going to be on the mind of Ryan Searle. You see Jalen Ray's only about half the size. He was standing on the base. He was still about half the size of David Sutherland.
That's a comparison.
Jalen Ray gets a lead. Moanaroa launches one, but foul. Searle needs to be careful of that slider. If he hangs that slider or curveball up to Moanaroa, Moanaroa may have the power into this breeze to still put one out of Blacktown.
How would a photo go between Jalen Ray, between David Sutherland
We
and
can
Ryan
almost-
Searle?
See Ray
Wow.
over there at first base. He's taking his lead now.
Let's
1
hope-
ball and 1 strike to Moanaroa. 1 out and a runner at first.
See if we can move him around.
Moanaroa waits for that curveball, and it's well located by Searle. He started it in the strike zone and bent it low and inside. Moanaroa could not lay off it, went after it, swings through it. Now Moanaroa behind 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now I would be thinking of sending Jalen Ray. Searle has a good long look over his shoulder at Jalen Ray.
1 out. Bottom 7.
Decides to go that time, and Ray is awake to it. The Bandits obviously thinking like I was. Now would be the time to send him 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yes, you risk the bang-bang strikeout, throw-out play, but you need him in scoring position if you're going to get out of this one, the Blue Sox.
I think Bandits just concentrate on getting that second out.
And
worry
Moanaroa find a base hit. 1-2 pitch on its way. Fastball chopped foul by Moanaroa. Tyrell Harris again puts it down in the dugout. That's a couple of foul balls he's put down.
And all the pressure on the Blue Sox.
Absolutely. The Bandits are in front. They only need 2 outs. A ground ball double play will do it for them. Not playing the shift on Moanaroa like they have. They've been very heavy on the shift on Moanaroa. On this occasion, they are just playing Logan Wade a little bit more solid up the middle, and that's about all. Another 1-2 pitch from Searle. Wind up. Pitch is a breaking pitch inside. Moanaroa didn't swing at that one.
Not even close.
2 balls and 2 strikes, although the one that was called on Lutz was very similar. 2 balls and 2 strikes, Boss Moanaroa, as the tension builds here at Blacktown. The tying run is at first in the form of the very speedy Jalen Ray, pinch running for Andy Burns. Moanaroa, a 2-2 count. There is 1 out. The 2-2 pitch, breaking pitch, a great pitch from Ryan Searle. He went back to that inside breaking ball that he got Moanaroa to swing out earlier in the at-bat, and he gets Moanaroa going after it again. Moanaroa strikes out, and the Bandits have that massive, big second out.
They certainly do, Cam. With 1 more to go, Michael Krause comes to the plate, and he's had a fly to second base and a strikeout. It doesn't get better at Michael Campbell's stats after that either for the first 2 at-bats in the game for each of those players. It's going to take a massive opportunity for Kraus to keep this alive for the Sox.
Jalen Ray back at first base.
Eyes wide open. He's alert and he's quick. I think with 2 out, Searle might just as well work through the batter's box.
Oh, absolutely. So Kraus was the hero last night for the Blue Sox. His double was enough to score Gift Nagope, and that was the difference between the two teams. And again now it falls to Michael Kraus to be the hero for the Blue Sox. Ryan Searle, so often the hero for the Bandits. Can he turn away the Blue Sox here in the bottom of the 7th?
I'll tell a man he can.
Very keen to keep Jalen Ray close at first base. Searle, fastball, finds the strike zone.
Kraus having a chat. I don't know if he's unhappy with the call or unhappy with himself on that one. I think more maybe that he left it alone. It may have been an opportunity for opposite field on the right-handed hitter.
Breaking pitch from Searle. That looked okay and didn't get the call. Wow, that was another great breaking pitch from Ryan Searle.
I think
must have just been high up in the zone. We're high in the grandstand. It looked like it broke down well.
Yeah, it's got to break through the zone though. Can't
Correct.
break at the back of it.
It's not where the catcher catches it. It's where the ball passes across the plate. So 1-1 the count on Kraus. Kraus takes a fastball up again.
Wow.
2 balls and 1 strike. Ryan Searle not happy. Not happy with those couple of calls. Takes his hat off.
I'll be surprised if a walk helps anyway. I don't think it will.
Walk won't help. Certainly won't help. So a 2-1 pitch with 2 out and a runner at first for the Blue Sox. Searle to the plate. Fastball misses upstairs again.
Long way.
No question about that one.
Long way up.
3 balls and 1 strike. What a walk will do, however, moves Jalen Ray up into scoring position with no effort whatsoever. A base hit then ties it. A base hit now doesn't hurt the Bandits. Outfield playing at no doubles depth as Kraus fouls this one off. The Blue Sox down to their last strike. Full count pitch coming up with 2 out. Bottom of the last inning, the 7th, and a runner at first. So Jalen Ray will be in motion on the pitch.
The winning run at the plate.
Winning run is at the plate. Tying run is at first base. The Bandits just need to find a strike to end this. Full count pitch on its way. Ray runs. Kraus swings through it. Ryan Searle has the strikeout and the Bandits have the win.
That was a massive win for the Bandits. They square the series here at 1 game apiece. Blue Sox winning last night. Bandits winning in this game number 2 in the series here at Blue Sox Stadium. At 6:30 tonight, it will be game number 3. And both clubs will go to this with 1-1 on the board at the moment. Both looking for a series win. They both want to be on the top. And these are both 2 very proud clubs that compete against each other. And compete they will. They will battle for top spot in this Northeastern Division with no question about it whatsoever. That was a fantastic contest. Very, very close arm wrestling style contest. And I'll tell you what, I can't wait for this next game to get underway at 6:30.
How good was Corey Taylor on the mound for the Bandits? Starting things off, he went 5 straight innings, 15 in a row, retired his 16th in a row before Shane Barclay decided to try and pull the trigger and send Gift Nagope out there to face him. And Nagope broke up what would have been the no-hitter for Corey Taylor. Ryan Searle gave up 1 hit in that last inning. So the Blue Sox only 2 hits for the full 7 innings. The Bandits only got 5 hits themselves, but that was enough. They got it at the crucial time. And it was the big leaguer, Mike Majama, who did the damage. The Blue Sox made the mistake. They put Logan Wade aboard courtesy of the only error in the game. And then they worked him around. And Mike Majama, he found the way to be able to hit the ball through the infield, get it to the outfield, drive in that run. And that was all the Bandits needed to hang on. Another classic game of baseball between these two clubs. Another 1-0 win, this time in favour of the Bandits. And as you said, Harrow, we've got about an hour's break now. We're going to go off and we're going to let all the boys get a little bit of refreshments.
Yep.
And
they left 5 on base, the Bandits as well. You think,
well, they were the team that looked most likely. Well, as I said, you have a look at Taylor going, 5 innings, 5 1/3 inning, perfect.
Yep, absolutely.
And the Blue Sox never looked likely until that last innings when they threatened a little bit. They just gave their fans a glimpse of hope. But as Dave Nilsson said, the Bandits wanted to bounce back today, and they've done so in Game 1. A combined shutout for the Bandits in Game 1. They take it 1-0. They tie the series at 1 game apiece. And we will take about an hour's break. We'll be back at about 6:15 to bring you all the action of Game 2 of this double header between the Blue Sox and the Bandits. And we will have all that preview, the lineups, the umpires and all at about 6:15 this evening.
Yep, we'll be back in 1 hour's time, very much approximately. We're going to take that break, as Cam said. Without any further ado, we bid you farewell. Tell your friends and family to tune into YouTube, bluesox.tv, to watch game number 3 in this series at around about 6:15 this evening, Eastern Daylight Savings Time. Bye for now.
Struggling with the rising cost of power? You are not alone. Over 2 million Australian homes have now installed solar. The average size solar system can save you around $500 a quarter, add value to your home and reduce your carbon footprint. SolarAy is Australia's largest independent solar and storage installer, located right here in Blacktown. Talk to the team at SolarAy to find out if solar is right for you. Visit solaray.com.au/Blue Sox today. SolarAy Energy, proud sponsors of your Sydney Blue Sox.
In 1928, Petrus Cornelis Nicholas Middendorp founded his business, Middendorp Electric Goods Supply Company, selling imported light globes, vacuum cleaners and other electrical products. Business began booming, so Petrus and his sons opened the first Middendorp branch in a converted church on La Trobe Street in Melbourne in 1956. This was the first of many branches that would eventually spread across the country, trading as Middies in its signature pink colour.